Good morning, afternoon and evening all. This is Yorkie. I hope you're doing well. Today we have a online multiplayer race at Silverstone. This is basically just to go with the British Grand Prix that's coming up this weekend. I thought I'd show a race from a couple of evenings ago. It's a pretty good race. Had some good, interesting battles and it was a little bit eventful. So, jumping straight to the grid then, starting in P6, I'm in my Mercedes, and we're just waiting for the 5 lights, and there's the 5th, and we are away. So, we're getting a reasonably good start. We're going to shift up in second gear, we're going to use a little bit of the curves on down to the run to turn 1, gaining on this Red Bull, and just slive up the inside. I get a tap from this Lotus, puts me onto the grass, and I'm losing places now, braking very early. Just being really cautious. I've got dirt on my tyres, and as you can see that, I actually lose the rear end. I'm losing even more places now. I'm back down in 9th, I'm back down in 10th. I've got a 4-cylinder up on my inside. I'm going to have to give him room on the inside here. He gives me room on the outside. I've used a little bit of a cursor. You're going to slipstream him now. Shifting the brake bias into the rear as we now come down into the second sector. The second gear corner, I'm going to do him around the outside as we've got a Marussia there going off the track. And I just about managed to slip up the inside of him. A reasonably good exit as that Lotus actually bounces up on the curb on the exit there. Dip the wheels onto the gravel, so lost a lot of time. So back up into P7. I see these two guys battling up and ahead. I actually shift down 2 gears to try and compensate for that. I don't want to actually run into them. As you can actually hear their entrance to Maggots backed out a little bit slow, and I got a Lotus has just gone and dived up the inside, taking full-on advantage of me backing out, trying to avoid contact with the Lotus up ahead. As you can see, he's lagging a little bit here, so I'm going to brake early just to avoid any contact. I'm relatively close. And it looks like he's going to start lagging a little bit more. Yep. And he goes straight up the inside and takes out his teammate Lotus. So I'm going to give him room on the inside, going to go around the outside here. As we now come onto the start-finish straight. So, back up into P6 where we originally started. After that first lap drama, it seems we've got quite a big battle for the lead up ahead. There's a lot of contact, a lot of debris flying around, there's still cars sliding all over the place coming off the track. So I think I managed to slip up the rest of the Red Bull. I'm going to have a go here at the caterer on the inside. He just about sees me coming. Give him enough room on the exit there. So straight away I took the Lotus and the McLaren there. Just come on to that straight. It looks like this Toro Rosso and also the Mercedes are battling it out. I did want to go for the undercut, but the Caterham and McLaren decided to dip up the inside. Just managed to hang it on the outside. So we're not coming into cops. Braking a little bit earlier. I shifted down into 4th gear. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use all my curves. I want to try and get up into second, up into the run into Maggots. Which is exactly what I do, is make a little bit of contact there. And once again in Maggots, oh god. Oh no, more sliding. Yeah, once again in Maggots, I lose out as a back out of positions, and then someone else tried to make a move up the inside. It gave me a tap and put me into a spin, but just about managed to hold it as Tango Ali managed to slip up the inside of me down the hanger straight. Taking back round the outside into Clubman Vale here, and basically try and maintain my position. So once again back up into 5th, only 1 position from that lap. There we go, and set the fastest lap of the race somehow, despite sliding my way through Maggots and Beckett's. But then the battle for first is still going on. There's still plenty of contact. So once again I'm going to try and get on this. Take that Caterham once again up that through farm curve as that Toro Rosso gets a loose rear end, but also then lags and then slides off. There's a little bit of contact there, but I was expecting a penalty, which I didn't get. I had DRS, which has brought me right up onto the back of this Mercedes here. I go for the undercut, but I time it just wrong. Got on the power just too early. Ended up coming right up onto the back of his gearbox. I had to back out there as we now come into cops. I have to back out heavily once again. Looks like he's not had a great exit, so I'm going to run around the outside of him and take him into the entry to Maggots as we now come into Beckett's. Basically just trying to get a nice smooth line. So that has now put me up into first, and already I've pulled out quite a bit of a gap to Warai, or Warai, the teammate Mercedes. 4 seconds up on the previous lap, and now I'm in the lead. Got some free air, banging some nice quick lap times. So starting with this one, I have a 1:33.674 whilst trying to make my way through traffic, which isn't too bad, I guess. Come into turn 3, braking just before the 100-meter board. There's a little bit of throttle between these two curves. Just being nice and patient. Get a good smooth exit. Use that curves. Just come out through farm curve. And I'll come down there straight into the second sector. 2 tenths up on the previous lap. Which is understandable. I was still battling cars, but even then it was a relatively smooth first sector for me, the last one. I didn't actually have to back out too much. But this is where all the real time will be made. Yeah, a relatively decent run through cops. Keep it in sixth gear, sorry. So Maggots completely flat out. Shift down 2 gears for the first part of Beckett's, and then down into 4th for the next. And get the line spot on, nice and smooth. And once again, 1.14 seconds up on the previous lap. It's now coming to Stowe, relatively quick corner. It's a little bit difficult, that one. I don't think at any point in this race I actually really nailed it on the head. The apex for it is relatively quite late. I think every time that I ran through that corner I just braked a little bit too early. So new fastest lap of 1:32, and you can already see the gap to the second car is 9.2 seconds. That was pretty much the length of the pit straight. As you saw at the start of the lap there, I put my fuel mixture up into rich, and we're basically just going to try and set the fastest lap possible for this final lap. So already 1/10 up on the previous lap. So now come through Luffield. Get a nice smooth exit. Use a little bit of curves on the exit. Basically just shifted up into the gears. And for those of you who saw the Wet Suzuka race, if you want to take a look down at the steering wheel and watch the LEDs in there, you can see the mod, the new one that I was talking about. I believe it was AOL KSOS, I think it was, who guessed it right. But yeah, if you watch the LEDs on the steering wheel, you'll notice there is no green LEDs. Well, actually there's one that lights up at the start, and then all the rest light up in turn individually rather than in the bulk of red and bluey purple. So coming through the final 2 corners now, across the line, and set once again the new fastest lap, 1:32.079. So looks like a couple of people have got penalties there, but yep, there is the end result. And like I said, to go alongside Silverstone this weekend, I've actually booked it off work. So what I'll be doing is watching the entirety of 2 practice sessions on Friday, probably the practice session of Saturday, qualifying and the race, and I will be tweeting an awful lot. So if you want to hear my opinions on stuff, please feel free to follow me on Twitter at Yorkie065. I'll also provide a link in the description below. But yes, hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a rating, leave any comments or questions that you may have, and feel free to subscribe to the channel for more content in the future. I hope to see you soon, guys. Take care.